Now, you guys are out making a difference. If you hear about animals that need help, you all are out there helping.
We try, but you see, Jonathan, we have limited money.
Right.
We get no federal money. Our money that we've raised, people are generous about mailing us donations, and we do yard sales. We had a haunted house.
Right.
We did a motorcycle ride. But that takes a lot of work, those things, to get in just a little bit of money. We try to find foster care in emergencies. Mainly when we started, Jonathan, our intention was people would call and say, I have this stray. I don't want to take it to the shelter because they're more likely to have to euthanize it because of overcrowding. But I can't afford to take care of it. I need help. I don't know what to do. So we formed Forever Friends as a resource to help animal rescuers. That was our main interest, to raise money to help subsidize spay and neutering, to lend them, if they needed, maybe to try to lend them an igloo for a dog or a kennel, to help them learn how to make homemade formula for an orphaned kitten, to lend them worm medicine, bring them worm medicine if they needed, to be a resource. But more and more people started calling us. Okay, like in this last week, I got a call from a woman. I have 5 cats. I love them. I've had them for years, and now I'm being evicted. I need homes for them. Then I got a call from a woman. I'm pregnant, and my cats are pooping all over the place. I need to get rid of them. So I tried to tell her where she could call, the radio stations, newspaper-free classifieds, suggestion of pictures up at the groomers and so forth. She interrupted me and said, I don't have time to talk to you. I have to get rid of those animals today. I said, well, then good luck to you.
Oh, my goodness.
You know. Then I got a call. Someone had 9 dogs, I think. Her husband died. She can't afford to live in her house. She has to sell it, move into an apartment. 9 dogs. One who was being evicted, who has all these dogs and has to be leaving immediately. Her court date was yesterday, and she's being evicted, and she has all these cats.
Well, that just brought another point to my mind. They said that ticks is out real bad this year. And, that's another thing you got to do with your animals. You got to properly groom them and check them for fleas and ticks.
It's
and
expensive.
Have their shots and collars. If you truly love animals and you truly want to care for your animals, you will do the things that's supposed to be done.
Yes.
Make sure they've had all their medications.
Yes.
And there's so many people that get so attached to their animals. Like, what would you say to somebody that's recently lost an animal or a dog or a cat, and they're still grieving over it?
I say the best way to honor your animal's memory is to adopt one that needs a home, a loving home. People say, I can't replace. Well, you never replace.
Right.
If you love a person, it doesn't mean you never remarry. If you've had a good marriage, you're more likely to remarry. You're not going to replace a spouse or a dog or a cat, but you can at least offer that love that's in your heart to another one. You brought up a good point about the expense of flea and tick control. The most urgent one in this area, as in many parts of the country, is heartworm prevention. Mosquitoes bite your animal, your dog primarily, carry a heartworm, little tiny invisible thing in the mosquito, but it can grow up to 16-inch worms in your dog. Go into the lungs, the brain, the heart, I think the brain. They end up very sick, eventually dying. The treatment then is very, very costly. Once they are infected, if you have the prevention, it's relatively inexpensive once a month. But it's urgent if you have a dog that you do heartworm prevention. The other thing is, different veterinarians have different ways of advising you and prescribing. And if your vet has a very expensive solution, don't be shy about calling other area vets to see if there's a more economical way to take care of it. Likewise, with the with the frontline type things for flea and tick prevention are really expensive. But boy, if you've ever had flea infestation in your house,
Right.
you'd sell a kidney to get rid of it, I think. But I discovered if you go online and look through all the websites, you can get it much, much cheaper from reputable websites with free shipping and everything.
There is so much to think about when it comes to that too. You've seen animals that had mange, skin diseases and things like that. There are treatments but you've got to get to the sources.
You have to be committed to doing something. If you have a dog with mange and do nothing, it's going to infect your other animals.
Oh, yes.
And they really suffer. It's so itchy for them.
For the ones that's watching by the way of TV right now and listening by the way of radio, what are ways that they can get involved with Forever Friends?
Well, people misunderstand and think we have a shelter. We do not, and think we have employees. We don't.